Hey there, it's Julie Hutchison from Think Be Do Leadership and home of the Quiet Leaders Launchpad. Now, this video is about the 3 things that you need to do to make sure that you have sorted if you want to unleash your quiet leader brilliance for 2021. It's the 3 things that you need to do to be a better leader or be the best leader that you can be. And the thing is, what we see is that so many people are in leadership positions because they are fabulous at what they do. Is that you? Are you fabulous at what you do? I think you are. And I see it all the time that really, really intelligent, great people spend a lot of time working on the thing that they know. And then they've got promoted, they've either started their business, maybe that's you, maybe you started a business and you've now grown it into this amazing thing, or you've been promoted within your organisation, I don't know, maybe you're an accountant or a lawyer or a health professional, whatever it might be, construction, many different things. And you've spent this time to grow your skills. But you find yourself in a position now where you are the leader. You have a team of people, or you want to have a team of people, and you are now in a position that you need to be able to influence and impact people in a way that means that they respond to you positively. They respond to the goal and the mission of what you're trying to achieve positively. And I apologise, I can hear my dog snoring, so which means probably you can too, but hey. So if you want people to respond to you positively and then go ahead and say, right, I'm with you on that one, I'm coming with you on that one, I'm going to be productive in the direction that we want to go, then there's 3 things you need to do. And imagine it like this. Imagine it's like, and I probably, if you know me and you've met me before, you've probably heard me say this before, but I think of leadership like this, kind of like a Viking boat. I've always got this picture of a Viking boat, and there's you on the boat sort of going, right, we're going over there, and everybody's got an oar in your team, and they've got one of those oars, and you're like, hey, you know, and all trying to go in the right rhythm. And we want people to be putting their oar in the same rhythm as everybody else. And the same as you. And we want people to be put it in with the same strength at the same time and in the same direction. But what happens is when we get it wrong or we haven't quite got it right, is that actually what we've got is either nobody knows where we're going. So if we're going to say we're going to America, great. The first thing you say when you're going to go on holiday is where are we going? So if we say we're going to America, at least we all know where we're going. But if we don't say, oh, we're going to America, and then somebody thinks, well, I wonder if we're going to France or wherever it might be. So we don't know. If we don't know where we're going, we can't start rowing in the right direction. Okay. So what happens is that we end up with that problem that nobody knows where they're going. So nobody wants to really push on because they're like, well, I'm not sure which way we're going. So they don't put their effort in. Okay, but sometimes what we get is the odd person, 1 or 2 people, or sometimes the whole team, putting their oar in at a different pace, in a different way, and at a different time to other people. So instead of all in rhythm, what you're getting is a group of people, rather than a team of people, putting all their oar in at the same time and doing their own thing, but not really doing it together for a common purpose. And if you can imagine, if you're in a boat and you're all rowing at the different speeds. In fact, I think this happened on a holiday once. We were in a kayak with the family. One of them things we had to sing to get everybody in the right rhythm. I'll come back to that. Anyway, so that happens. But then there's something else that happens, and there's where somebody, and I probably need a prop for this, where I don't have one, but never mind. Where somebody actually takes their oar out completely and sits there with their oar sticking out because they don't want to be part of that team. They don't want to be part of going to America or wherever it is that you've chosen to go, or they're not feeling it, the love for the team, and they don't want to be part of making that happen. So they're not trying as hard, or they're not trying at all. And lastly, what you've got, even worse than that, is where somebody's actually forcibly digging their oar in. I reckon where this must be where this phrase come from. You know, you're putting your oar in a different way, in a different direction to somebody else. So you're actually stopping people from going in the direction they want to go. Every company's got one of those people. Not everyone, but most of them. At some point, somebody will have experienced that. Perhaps you did. So the 3 things that we need to do is to make sure that the 3 things that you need to do will make sure that everybody in your team, 1, knows where they're going and believes in what you are trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. So we know are we going to America? Are we going to France? Are we going, I don't know, to Italy? Yeah. And yes, I want to go there with you. Then it's going to make sure that everybody wants to be with you. Okay. So the difference is not that they want to go to America, but they want to go with you and with the team that you've got. Okay. That's really important. So where are we going and who are we going with? And the last thing is that then they know, how are we going to get there? And I mean in a big sense of like, how do we as a team want to be? Perhaps the way in which we operate, but also specifically, how do I make impact on that? How do I turn up at work and help to take us to America? I don't know why we're going to America today, but there we are. So there's the three things. So it's, what are we doing? Who are we doing it with? And how are we going to do it? There's the three things. And as a leader, if we can get those people to understand those three things and buy into those three things with us, then we're on a winner. Okay. So what do you need to do to make that happen? So there are three things that as leaders, we need to make sure we're doing so that those three things will happen. So first of all, we need to make sure that we think like a leader. And why is that important? Well, if we don't do this, what it means is that if we're not thinking like a leader, then we're either probably thinking like one of the team and we're just doing and being really busy getting on with stuff. And what we're not doing is really looking at, are we going? Where are we going? And why are we going there? And how do we want to get there? And so what that means is that the team don't know if we're going to America or France. So there's your problem, okay? So we need to make sure that we're thinking like a leader. So we need to understand the focus and direction that we're taking and how do we translate that to people? There's the important part. And that's one of the things that we dig in hugely on the Leaders Launchpad because it's so important. It's not just about you knowing, it's about how you translate that to people and how you sell that to people. Okay, so thinking like a leader. Then we've got your mindset as a leader. The fact is, and I talked about it earlier on, it's about your team coming and working towards the same goal. It's the leverage that you are creating. So the mindset of a leader is of leveraging your thoughts, your skills, your ideas with their skills as well. Okay, it's not about how much work you can do, it's about how much work as a team you can do. Sometimes what we get is if you don't get that, we're all still trying to do it all ourselves and we don't give stuff away. So we've got to get our heads right around these things and then help everybody else to get their heads right about that. So there's the think like a leader part. Then there is be like a leader. So yes, I know what I want, that's the think, but B is, how do I show up as a leader? What's the behavior that I'm displaying that is either going to make people want to come with me or not? So you remember I said, we have to agree with the what if we're going to be part of the team, but we also have to agree with the who. And the only way they're going to agree with the who with you is that if the way you show up makes them feel good, and that, I'm not saying they're just being nice all the time, but generally makes them feel good and makes them want to be around you and creating that team of people that you want to be, that all of people want to be around. Didn't say that very well, but what I mean is they want to be with you and they also want to be with the team and part of that team. And that is massively important because if you don't get that right, even if they believe in the cause, they're not going to be happy to work for you and they aren't going to give you their best and they're going to be making it awkward and sticking that oar in that I talked about before. And so what we work on there is we work on how you as your authentic self as a leader will show up. The behaviours that you display, are you conscious of the way in which you're turning up and the way other people are turning up in the team? And are you engaging with people in the team by understanding who they are and what they need? So it's big questions. But this is the stuff that we deal with in the Leaders Launchpad and the stuff that we'll be starting to look at on the 5-day kickstart that we're going to be doing on the 18th of January. So where are we? We've got to be. Now the last part here is do like a leader. And you might think that's a bit like B, but it's not. It's entirely different. B is behaviour, the way you show up. Do is the physical things that you're going to be doing. Or should I say not doing. So here what we're looking at is if we don't get this bit right, we end up being the doer. So we're trying to row to America ourselves and everybody else is sitting around wondering what they should be doing. Okay, or I'm not sure how much to put my oar in, or I'm not sure whether I should be putting my oar in at all, Or if I rode a bit faster, would I be making a mess of this? And so what this is about how you grow people to be confident, how you grow people to be able to make decisions within the realms of what you're trying to achieve. And have you got the systems and processes in place? That means they can follow. They know what to do, i.e. have they got the map? Have they got the instructions of which way to go so that they can make good decisions and they don't need to keep coming and knocking on your door? Because if you don't get it right, that's what will happen. They'll have to keep saying, what's next, boss? What's next, boss? What's next? And you don't want that. You need people here to step up, but the only way they're going to step up is you enable this to happen. So this is about what do you do as a leader to make sure that they can step up and do more of what they should be doing, and you can be doing less of that and more of the things that you should be doing. Okay, so how we think as a leader, how we behave as a leader, and what we do as a leader are the three things that are going to impact on whether people understand where we're going and buy into it, want to be part of that with you as a person and with a team, and have the confidence to go ahead and really put their all into it and take those risks that you want them to take to go ahead and do something rather than making you make all those decisions. And if you get that right, what it means is that you are, one, unleashing that brilliance of you as a leader, but two, the impact that you're having means that you've grown a team that are able to say, we know where we're going, we know what needs to be done, and we want to be here, and we are going to just get on with it. Which means that you can focus on the stuff you need to be focused on. You can even take a day off and trust those people to be able to get on with it, and they will. And they'll do a better job than you could do on your own. And that's the point of you as a leader, is creating them and your team to do a better job than you would do alone. That's the art of leverage. Yeah. So leading is about leveraging that team, having a happy, confident team to leverage the genius that you have and they have to create something even better towards a set goal. Now, I hope that helps. And that's the stuff that we are talking about on the Leaders Launchpad, that we are working on practically of, okay, Julie, sounds lovely, but how do I implement that? How do I make that happen? Well, that's what we do on the Leaders Launchpad. So if you want to find more about that, message me, stick a comment in, whatever you want to do, give me a call. I'll put my phone number in. Don't ring me on a Sunday evening, unless it's an urgent emergency. But look, give me a shout, because that's what we're going to be doing. And if you feel that you want to be able to implement that for you as a leader this year, then join up with the Leaders Launchpad and let's make it happen. You'll enjoy it, because actually what you'll do is you'll see the path that you need, you'll know what you need to do, and you'll know what your impact is, so you know how you need to behave. It's so much easier when somebody is there for you to be able to show you the way. So remember, think, be, do like a leader, so that people know what they're supposed to be doing, they want to come with you, and they know how to do that. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you have found this useful. Please share it with anyone you want to. That's my concept of what we should be doing as a leader and how we leverage ourselves and how we leverage the team. If you agree, fabulous, let me know. If you disagree, fabulous, let me know. We'll have a chat. Take care. Bye-bye.